Hi, and welcome to another virtual craft time with the Indiana University Museum of Archaeology and Anthropology. I'm Sarah, and this is Kelly, and today we are going to be making some little boxes using origami. And so by the end of this demonstration, you too will have something like this. Kelly, you've been doing origami for a while. Can you tell me how long you've been doing it?
Yeah, I've been doing origami since about 3rd grade. I really enjoy folding and precise folding and hard creases. And so it was really exciting for me to be able to work with you today to tell folks how to make flower pots, which is what we're going to do. Flower pot is something into which you can put soil and your seedlings and then plant it directly into your garden. And then the paper, we're using blue paper today, but you can use newspaper and it will biodegrade into your garden, and you therefore don't have to take the soil and the root system out of the starter box. Just put it directly into your garden, and that will help not stress the root system that's growing in there.
I'm really excited to start gardening. I also am looking at this one and thinking that if we pulled these flaps up, we could make a little basket for Easter or for Mother's Day.
That's incredible.
Awesome. So this is kind of a practical use of origami. Has origami always been something practical?
No, paper is actually something that was invented 2,000 years ago in China and was used by the Japanese 1,500 years ago, and was used mostly for ceremonial and religious purposes. And so the extent to which we have paper today and do origami is pretty novel and not as rare and as coveted as it was back then. The first book on origami was produced in 1797.
Wow. Origami books can be kind of confusing sometimes, so I'm really glad that you're here to help me learn how to do this. I think it'll be much easier for me to learn from you than from written instructions, so thank you for being here to do this with us.
I will do my best.
Do you want to dive in?
Yes, let's do this. We're going to make some flower pots. And so what I've come up with, because I too, like you, Sarah, am often confused by the way in which the dotted lines and the hard lines in origami books are really tough to understand. So what I've come up with is our stage 1 of flower pot making, which is the words fold, 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 hard crease, unfold, home plate.
All right.
Fold, 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 hard crease, unfold, home plate. And that's going to get us started on our flower pots. That's right. Okay, so
let's do this.
We've got our rectangular piece of paper right here. We are going to do hamburger folding.
Okay, and I'm going to turn a little bit so I can see you better.
That's right. So hamburger folding is when you make the rectangle a big rectangle as opposed to a skinnier hot dog rectangle. So that's a hot dog fold. We're not doing any hot dog folds, we're doing hamburger folds. And we're gonna do 3 hamburger folds in a row. Fold, fold, fold.
Okay, so I've got one.
Very good.
And then I'm gonna turn my paper.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, and then another one?
Yep, one more hamburger fold. That's our second fold.
And I know my lines are not like super precise. Is that okay?
Yes, the flower pots are great insofar as you don't have to be super precise with your folding. They're just going to go into the ground and biodegrade and help nurture your plants, and this is not something with which you need to be super precise.
Okay, so and then I need one more fold, right?
That's right. We did 2 folds, and now we are finally going to do our 3rd fold here. So that's fold, 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 and then hard crease. Our 3rd fold is going to be a hard crease.
Okay.
And that is what we're looking at right now. Fold, 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 unfold. And then we got to do home plate. And the way in which we make home plate is we take the 4 loose corners. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to put the loose corners on my left hand, because our first side of home plate is I'm going to use my left hand to make the crease. So we want the 4 loose corners closest to our left hand, and we're going to take our left index finger and put it up into the top right-hand corner and fold down to make a triangle.
So I'm going to lift this up, and I'm going to stick my finger in.
Thank you. Lift up the first flap,
And
put in your
then-
left index finger, and fold down to make your home plate triangle. Like so. Very good,
Okay.
Sarah. Very good. And we are going to do the same thing on the other side. Flip over, and this time we're going to use our right index finger.
Okay, so
And
I'm
we're
going to...
Yep, and we're going for that pinch right there. Right index finger. Put it right there. And
Oh, this is trickier.
yeah, this one is trickier because you're fighting the crease right there. But if you hold down the paper down the middle, then you're basically fanning out a triangle.
Got it.
And so this, to me, kind of looks like home plate, like in a baseball diamond. And that's why I called it home plate. Fold, 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 hard crease, home plate. But it doesn't look exactly like a home plate, does it? Because we've got a gap here, and we need to eliminate that gap. We need to make this all one smooth side, and in order to do that, we're basically going to take one side, fold it over, flip, and do the same thing.
Ah, okay.
So now we have a smooth home plate. And you can see that my edges aren't exactly right. And I'm not worried about that at all. You did really well on yours. This also looks kind of like a Superman or Superwoman symbol. It's a pentagon. It's a 5-sided angle. We've got 2 right angles, and that's probably another right angle. Now, we've got our home plate. Fold, 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 hard crease, unfold, home plate, and now we're on the home stretch, right?
Okay.
We are going to take the wings. This looks like a paper airplane, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We are going to take the wings and fold each side towards the center. We're going to take each edge and fold it directly towards the center. And we're going to do this on both sides. So we're going to do 4 folds, 2 here.
Okay, so I've got like a little house.
That's correct. And we're going to flip it over and do the exact same thing.
Okay. So we've made home bases, we've made houses.
We're going through the whole gamut of objects. Origami is really fun that way. And now this really looks like home plate.
Okay.
You can throw your pitch right over that. And now we're going to do that exact same thing one more time. We're going to take the sides and fold them towards the direct middle. One more time. So you're taking the edges and you're folding them into the center twice, is essentially what we're doing. And we're kind of looking at kind of a arrow shape. And fold.
So you're making this look really easy. How many of these did you do to get ready?
Well, I have a lot of stuff to plan, so I probably knocked out 8.
Okay.
And it took me a while, so it's important to practice. This is not an easy bit of origami. This is a challenging bit. Home plate is a hard thing to do. So we encourage you to practice, be patient. The device, once again, fold, 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 hard crease, unfold, home plate. And that'll get you to this point, which is kind of the easiest part. And now we are on the super duper home stretch. Now all we need to do is make our little flaps and our wings, which we're taking the right angle portion of our fold here, and we're gonna fold it over and make the flaps of our flower pot on each side.
Oh.
Nicely done. And now our flower pot is complete except for
I was going to say, this doesn't look like a flower pot.
We got to open it up. You can't put soil in a flat object. This is two-dimensional. We're going to put in our hand and open it up. If you've ever made a blow box, an origami blow box, it's comparable to that. Only you're using your hand to open it up as opposed to your breath. And here we are with our flower pot.
We did it.
Indeed we did.
Excellent.
And hopefully so did you.
So we were using copier paper that we had just around the office, but we could do this out of newspaper.
Correct.
Could we do this out of magazines?
No, we don't recommend that you use magazine, glossy paper, or colored ink. We've used a little bit of colored ink in our demonstrations because they'll pop out a little bit more on the camera. But in general, use the black and white pages of your newspaper. I gathered some IDS copies, which were free on the corner of 6th and Walnut, and used those. But yeah, black and white soy-based ink is definitely going to be a lot more organic for your garden.
Yeah. Could I cut up a grocery sack and use it?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. So this is a great way to recycle paper and a good way to get excited and ready for spring.
Yeah, it's a really great time of year, and this is a fun activity to do to prep them up. Because the other cool thing about these is that you can fold them flat, and you can put a number of different plant flower pots into one. So if you are intending to plant a number of plants in your garden,
okay.
Yep, that's right. So you could use one to hold all the other ones and fold them flat.
That's great. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Well, we hope you enjoyed our virtual craft day and that you are inspired to go out and make some origami pots and get your garden going.
Cool, thanks.